Hello everyone, welcome to the Cheapness Affordable Gaming review stream. Today we are playing Rue Valley. Quite new. Thank you to Owlcat Games for giving me a code. Kind of surprising that they thought my channel was appropriate. I'm really grateful. This game has kind of had people kind of excited because some people think it's sort of inspired by Disco Elysium. But with a different approach to the mental elements. As we'll see now in the character creation, the psychological chart that we'll use to create our character. And you can see it as kind of a lovely comic book aesthetic. Although it's been doing rather mixed on Steam, so I'm curious to see if that's justified. Okay, new game. Disclaimer, we do not support the use of unprescribed, purple or otherwise medication for mental health, and warn you to avoid such things in real life. I understand. Okay, so, it's like a personality chart, essentially. Like, decisional, social, and emotional personalities. So, but the thing is, I think every one of them ideally would be as close to the middle as possible. Oh, I don't know necessarily. I'm guessing this is going to determine how you react in certain cases. So, decisional, maybe I should try and model it on me as much as possible. Okay, so I mean, like, if you go far enough, you get like negative traits. Depending on the situation, sometimes the negative traits can probably be, okay. I would say I'm like 3. Calculated. Wait, what happens? Does it change in the middle? Okay, it doesn't change in the middle until you're like... Okay, wait, it glows. So what? Okay, but you're more calculated than the middle. So, okay, then you're resolute. You feel neither calculated nor impulsive, but alert and confident, if only you could stay in this state of perfect focus. You wouldn't really call yourself calculated, you just prefer to think before you act. Yes, you're somewhat calculated, but what's wrong with finding patterns and recognizing connections? At least that. Somewhat indecisive. You know you're pretty calculated, you're often overthinking stuff and are generally very cautious. Yeah. You're very calculated, you have a plan and a backup plan, and you'll even reevaluate and upgrading both of them, even when it comes to tying your shoelaces. I'm not sure it's quite that bad. They may call you too calculated, but what if they are the only saying it to confuse you? What is it for them to help? Better think it over. Yeah. Alright, let's keep it here. I'm fairly calculated. Okay, ambivert. I'm probably more introverted. Oh, but recently I heard that it's not about whether or not you like being around people. It's whether or not, or whether or not you're shy or something. It's whether or not social interaction drains you. I am nosy, but like not. I don't act on it because that is not looked upon kindly in society. Okay, we're emotional. You're aware of emotions and don't pretend they're not important, but you don't want to let them overwhelm you. I'm sort of guilt-ridden. You're not that sensitive, but you're not afraid of embracing emotions, both your own and those of other people. As a somewhat sensitive person, you easily empathize with others and are prone to surrender to your own emotions. Being a quite sensitive person, you see life as struggle, especially when they tell it to just chill. The problem with these kinds of things is Like, I'm probably more on the sensitive side, but it appears like I'm on the indifferent side. So, I don't know, like... Okay. Being a quite sensitive person, you see life as a struggle, especially when they tell to just chill. Guilt-ridden, as a highly sensitive person, you recognize life for what it is. Constant roller coaster of joy and suffering. In your experience, mostly suffering. Okay, that's a bit extreme. So on dramatic. Okay, being barely introverted, you're fine with socializing most of the time, but communication does leave you exhausted sometimes. As only a somewhat introverted person, you can endure being in the company of others, but you can't perfectly hide how you really feel about it. You're quite introverted, but you still enjoy being in crowds sometimes. You could be considered a crowd, right? Okay, I think, like... So this assumes that either you're mildly these things, or all three things, or you're very much one or two of them. Because you have to spend all 9 points to actually be able to wake up. So, let's go with it. This seems like a... Okay, wait. I'm curious. Should I maybe, just for the sake of the stream, make a really paranoid character to see what that does to the dialogue options? I mean, that is tempting. Okay, yeah, do it for the sake of the stream. Okay, reset. Okay, okay, let's go paranoid and let's go, awkward. And then mindful. Or maybe slightly indifferent. Okay, now the dramatic probably would lead to better voice lines. Okay, told to wake up. Also, this game is a time loop game, so I'm guessing that's what I show 8 AM. And I guess you change your personality to try and get different outcomes in the different time loops. Okay, different... Okay, I think that's dialogue. I'm first gonna... Okay, I wanted to read that thing, but it's gone now. Total lack of motivation. Okay. Status effect, total lack of motivation. It's not that you don't want to do all sorts of things. It's more like you lack the capacity to even initiate most of them. What is left of you is a creature driven by its basic needs and quirks. Limited interactions. Okay, that's interesting. The thing is, because this game is getting mixed reviews, I'm actually kind of excited about this game. It looks very interesting, but I get the feeling that those reviews are there for a reason. Yes. Okay, we're now in a therapy session, as you can see. The frenetic sound of a century-old clock nudges you back to the present. The stale air perfectly complements the image of the old motel room. Well, I suppose the therapist comes to your motel room.
Still with me, Mr. Harrell?
The doctor takes off his glasses, freeing his bushy eyebrows. Okay. Traits. Your personality traits determine your dialogue options. Some options will only be available if you have a certain trait, while others might be blocked by that same trait. Remember, traits are neither good nor bad. They are a crucial part of role-playing a character with a real personality. I guess that's a good thing to attempt, because, you know, recently I think I saw like an article on LinkedIn about Baldur's Gate creators, Baldur Gate 3 creators and Divinity creators, wanting Divinity 3 to be so fun that people won't save scum. And I'm guessing save scumming is just like loading in case you do something wrong. Because I'm terrible at that. I always load if I made a wrong choice. So, you know, ideally that's the ideal condition. It's so fun that you'll just leave what happens, and then you'll actually replay the game with a different type of character to actually see how differently it could go. You know, it's like it makes it feel less like a game. So I'm guessing that's what they're trying to do here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we can just nod. Yes, you have my full attention. That's a lie. And then this one was blocked because we're secretive. I sort of spaced out. What was that again? Okay. So, you know, if we were a bit more truthful, we wouldn't have lied to our therapist. Which seems to be, you know, the exact opposite of what you're supposed to be doing when you're paying for someone to analyze you. So just nod. He smiles and nods back.
Mr. Harrow, I'm aware of a slight lack of motivation that you may be experiencing right now.
Slight lack of motivation, more like total lack of motivation. Red ribbons on the character portrait show the status effects your character currently has. Status effects have a negative impact on your personality and dialogue options. So, like, it's not only like your personality, it's how motivated you are, what dialogue options you have. You'd rather stay in bed all day instead of attending this farce they call therapy in the middle of nowhere.
And we'll surely be coming back to this condition of yours later during our sessions. But
Your personality is represented in this part of the screen. It shows your personality axis that you defined during character creation, as well as the trait that you chose. Select a trait to see what it is and what it does.
for now, I just want you to acknowledge its existence and try to stay aware of it at all times, if possible.
He's a normal private person, but people keep asking personal questions over and over. This is okay. Continue. Silence befalls the room. A muffled clanging sound from outside, only making the moment more uncomfortable. I'll try, or I'm fine, but they're both lies.
That's good to hear. Now, in order to keep us focused, I always limit the session length to exactly 1 hour, hence the alarm. However, since this is your first session, I'll allow a few questions, if there's anything.
Can't you simply state that I'm fine so we can both move on with our lives? Is another session really necessary? I was hoping this would be a one-time thing. Or why do we have to do this here in the middle of nowhere? Okay, yes, why do we have to do this in the middle of nowhere?
It may be hard to understand the need for isolation at first, but my methods require complete divergence from the client's regular way of life, as well as temporary distancing from their social groups and circles. This place is ideal in that regard. However, it's understandable that you need a period of adaptation to both this idea and to your new surroundings.
I wonder if your personality was different if you would not tap your foot, but I don't know if that would go that deep into it. Because as mentioned, it's getting mixed reviews. Probably there are some gaps in the game.
That's also why I haven't asked you to hand over your phone. Yet. But please don't be alarmed. We'll talk about everything in due time.
Okay, so that's just to explain. Oh, why can't you use your phone in this game? Okay, he didn't take it.
Any other questions?
Can't you simply state that I'm fine so we can both move on with our lives?
Mr. Harrow.
He looks you straight in the eye. You know very well that it is out of the question. To dismiss you right at the start would be negligence on my part, to say the least. Besides, I am your therapist now, and when I see a person in need, I can ignore that not professionally, not personally. He looks away, stern-faced.
I've never let a client down, and I'm not about to start now.
Because it's probably a little bit of limitation in the budget, because voice acting is something that, like, sometimes budgetary-wise, is the first thing that is limited. So you can see they chose which lines to have be voiceover. But it's better than not having any voiceover at all.
Anything else?
Is another session really necessary? I was hoping this would be a one-time thing.
Mr. Harrow, your case is not to be underestimated. We need to assess the situation carefully.
Your case... Not so long ago, nobody cared about what you do. Yet now, suddenly your business is everyone's business.
This first session is more for you to get acquainted with me and my methods. We have a long road ahead of us.
I really like the art style, the comic book aesthetic, and then these pencil lines for animation. They're kind of lanky. Just look at that sharp calf. He glances at the clock, almost too fast for you to notice.
All right then. That's it for today.
Through the door, you hear that sound again.
You should go and check in at the office. Your room is probably ready by now.
Okay, get up and leave. Okay, she was banging on this vending machine. Next to you is the source of the clangs you heard from outside. A young woman beating up an old vending machine.
Spit it out already!
Okay. Understand. Yeah. Could she be here for therapy as well? Question. Or blocked by a total lack of motivation? Okay. If we were motivated, we could actually talk. He's pounding the life out of the poor machine. Who knows, but unlike you, she definitely looks like she needs it. Why isn't there another personality thing for being judgmental? Poor woman, she should consult with a real professional, not a charlatan like Dr. Fink. Or nobody needs to be sent away from their home to this dump, regardless of their mental state. This is probably more accurate because he looks like a good enough therapist. And yet, what is to be done with lunatics like her? Also, just banging on a vending machine is not the most unstable thing you could do. Let them rage around freely, yelling and kicking vending machines wherever they go. Well, if they're breaking the law, they should be sent to prison, obviously, or there must be a better way to help a distressed person. Perhaps you could speak with her, see if you could help her somehow? Or is that too much to ask right now? Right now, it's too much to ask. Because we lack motivation. Okay, hold backclick or tab to show, highlight available interactions, I understand.
Come on, you thief!
Her motorcycle, I'm guessing. The key is not in the ignition, but even if it was, that machine would eat you alive before you even start the engine. I'm guessing this is our car. It's your car, sad and miserable, just like you.
Give me my coffee, you jerk!
Alright.
Spit it out already!
Can you actually... It's coiled like a sleeping serpent. Okay. Okay, let's go in the office. I'll probably click on everything when I play this to review it.
Coral Destiny internet antenna is down?
All the attention of the girl behind the counter is occupied by the ongoing phone call.
No, the repair tech already came yesterday. Said the internet will be up by noon today.
She says to the person on the other side of the call, social check, try to get her attention. Okay, how social am I? Okay, I'm not social at all. Okay, let's see how that goes. Too introverted. Okay. It's best to let her make the first move. She'll soon notice you on her own, end the phone call, and ask if she can help you. That's what that's what receptionists are supposed to do. Pretend to look at the leaflets laying on the desk and hope she will address you eventually. You grab a leaflet and stare through it, mentally preparing for imminent conversation. You either manage to look like you're really here for the leaflets, or she simply doesn't care.
Yes, I have rebooted the modem.
She says to her conversation partner, clearly annoyed. After a dozen anxiety-filled seconds, you finally realize she's not about to cut her call short just because you happen to show up. Awkward, move away from the reception desk and stop invading her personal space. Yeah. Time in the game does not progress outside of dialogue, so in order to wait until certain events happen, you need to find a way to kill time. Usually you can do that with various items and interactions around you. For example, reading a book, scrolling through your phone, or just chilling in a cozy chair. Yeah, that's interesting.
Of course it's urgent. Our guests don't have Wi-Fi, the credit card machines are dead, we can't access reservations.
There's a lot to interact with in this room.
Mm-hmm.
Can I climb out the window? Okay, stare through the window to pass some time. Not yet. The relentless dirt has smudged and stained the glass. Beyond is the endless flat of the desert. Its vastness is hypnotizing. Too conveniently placed, like bait for Uber's next to stumble.
I know what I'm talking about. Your repair tech said it was fixed. Can you just...
This piece screams hotel chic, glaringly out of place here.
Don't want a customer satisfaction survey. I want the internet!
Is this her degree? A list of rules, you can't be bothered with that right now.
Destiny Antenna, Rue Valley Motel. Oh, case number? It's 6AU.
You still feel like you are eavesdropping on the girl's personal conversation by standing at the reception desk. Okay. You can check the leaflets. Blocked by awkward, grab the cheap-looking pen. Wait patiently, doing nothing. Okay, awkwardly is preventing us from doing a bunch of stuff. Okay, we can... Printer... Once an all-in-one tech marvel, now the bulky, groaning relic of buttons and paper jam.
Did I reboot the modem? I even tried a backup router.
Letters spell DIY experiment louder than they do Fleming.
The roof. Yes, the roof.
Clearly meant to represent someone, or at least someone's idea of them. Okay. Let's go and see what happens here. Okay, it's a laundry room. Act like bunk beds, all past their bedtime. A lot of random boxes in all shapes and sizes. Some of them are labeled Ben. One says documentation. We don't have a reason to be here yet. I'm guessing we're gonna investigate stuff.
Settled. I need the internet. Could you...
Okay, let's pass some time until she finishes the call. Okay. Beyond the empty parking lot, there's only barren desert, stretching for as far as the eye can see. Its emptiness is drawing you in. You hear the receptionist mutter as if answering some unasked questions of yours. And then you notice small patches of green hidden in the sand. It seems there's always something to be found in nothingness if you stare at it long enough. Contemplate this profound insight. It's nothingness, just an illusion. Emptiness but a result of failure to find those little somethings hidden deep inside, question mark. It is possible to find something even inside the most hollow thing, only by observing it over and over again, until something eventually appears. possibility unsettles you, but at the same time your mind seems to lock itself down, unable or unwilling to continue. So you stay in this clinch, unwilling to discard the thought, but unable to proceed. Time passes. After a while, the window stops being interesting. Minutes pass, but the phone call's still not at its end.
Transfer me to billing. Why would... No, this isn't about payment. Hello?
He says to whomever she's talking to. Okay, wait, can we do something else to pass time? Maybe sit in this chair. Sit down. Mess with your phone while you wait. Chair is not bad, but let's be honest, it's better than standing. The phone bleeps to life with a lock screen that is obviously years old. If it wasn't a collection of pixels, it would be musty with age and neglect. Play a quick match of hyper-casual protagonists. I'm not sure what that's like a reference to. I almost felt like words with friends, but like hyper-casual like friends. But no, it's something protagonists like heroes, friendly heroes. Scroll through your feed to kill some time. To play the game until she finishes the call. The first wave of tiny bow tie wearing antagonists appear on your phone screen. Oh, they're so cute. Touch one of them. Very cute. One of them is wearing a top hat 2 times the size of his body. Another is sporting a goatee worthy of the campiest villain. You tap the one carrying a golden fork and he instantly turns into an amorphous purple splotch. A matching splotching sound effect plays at the same time, further confirming that the bowtie wearing golden fork carrying antagonist is no more. I guess I'm supposed to squash them all. Sigh and continue squashing them. Okay. As your mind spins around the absurdity of this game, and while your fingers roam aimlessly across the screen, a group of tiny bow tie wearing antagonists gather near the pile of boxes at the bottom of the screen. Tap the pile of boxes. Absolutely nothing happens, the little guys keep gathering around. Like, yeah, like, add that inane thing that you try something and it doesn't work. Okay. Alright. Just checking something. Yeah. And keep squashing them. As soon as you're about to get the one with the goatee, a slightly larger antagonist with a monocle and pocket watch enters the play area. Like monocle, pocket watch. Ignore the big gentleman, keep squashing the tiny ones. Try to understand what's going on. You stare at the bunch of random characters on the screen, but the sense of it all escapes you. Why are they gathering around that pile of boxes? Ignore the big gentleman and keep squashing the tiny ones. You manage to squash the old fork master and the top hat tyrant just before you see the big guy yelling something out of a form of bouncy stylized letters. And as soon as the letters fade, it begins to charge towards the pile of boxes. Tap on the big guy. You press your finger against the monocled watchman, maybe a bit too hard. I've never done that to a phone, really. The tip of your finger slips and you almost drop your phone. You look at the screen after your heart almost skipped a beat and see that the whole screen is taken up by a bold fat letter saying, Temporal disruption. What the hell's going on? The letters disappear and you notice that the whole screen is frozen. The antagonists gather around the pile of boxes, stand still in their weirdest poses. Look if there's anything different on the screen. There is. The small timer at the edge of the screen is ticking down. And it's gone. The screen comes alive for a split second. The antagonists unfreeze and continue to antagonize the pile of boxes. And before you get the chance to do anything, the whole phone fades to black. Out of the blackness, disappointing red letters appear. Protagonists defeated. Quit the game. Okay. Like, I mean, they had to find some way of making such a mundane action interesting. I'm not sure. I would have enjoyed that more if it wasn't the pressure of streaming. And like, which I'm afraid, okay, people are just gonna be finding me boring reading about playing a cell phone game. With a quick swipe and finger flick, the game's gone and you're back staring at your old wallpaper. Receptionist is still arguing with the internet service provider, and you're getting restless.
Hi, yes, my problem... Again? Rue Valley Motel, Coral Destiny antenna. Yes? Okay.
She says to the person on the other end. Back to the phone. Scroll through to kill some time until she finishes the call. You start scrolling through the stale memes, boring news articles, beach photos of ex-acquaintances, and poorly treated targeted sponsored posts. Scroll some more. In one picture, a grinning middle-aged stranger is apparently showcasing his newest baby. Thanks to a cleverly applied filter, both of them sport donkey ears. In an overly long and arguably racist video, a non-native speaker is repeatedly making embarrassing linguistic errors that often turn out to be unintentional double entendres. Hilarity ensues. Okay, it seems to be like afternoon now because everything's slightly orange. After a while, you realize that neither the picture nor the posts are loading correctly. Check the signal. 1 bar, but you get the feeling that if it could, it would show you half a bar. Seems like all these posts were from some time ago, stashed needlessly in your phone's memory. Unless you hook up to some local Wi-Fi, you won't get much internet here. Time goes by and the girl at the reception desk is still talking.
No, she said Sunday noon. I wrote it down. I'm not... Sunday or later? That's... No. This is such a waste of time.
Finally, the girl hangs up, ending the forever call.
Hi,
Finally.
I would have hung up earlier if I knew you were waiting for me. You're too quiet.
Blocked by secretive. I didn't want to interrupt. Secretive, no, I just didn't feel like checking in right away.
You didn't feel like it. And how about now?
That's good, yeah.
Okay, let's get you into your room.
I mean, if nothing else, this is a unique way to start a game.
So, number 6. That's the last one on the 2nd floor. Everything's ready for you. And...
She raises her hand, holding a piece of blue and red plastic.
This is your key card.
Thank you. Reach toward the keycard or nod and wait for her to put it on the counter. You stretch your arm politely, hoping she'll hand you the card, but she's completely ignoring your gesture and excitedly waving it around.
Oh, I see you're confused by this. You were expecting an old-fashioned key, weren't you? Well, we've decided to modernize for a number of reasons.
Awkward. Key cards are great, interrupt her, or patiently listen to her story. Okay, it seems like awkward does have benefits if you want to skip dialogue sometimes. She nods in response, but then continues as if you haven't said anything.
Actually, one reason, to be perfectly honest, the guests just kept on losing their keys. It was exhausting, and my dad didn't like the cost of replacing so many locks.
So what, do they have like a card machine at the back? I suppose a card machine is easier to handle with a bunch of blank cards than having to like replace a bunch of locks.
So, yes, we decided to use electronic key cards. Cost us a lot to implement, but now when a guest loses their key, we only need to replace a piece of programmable plastic. How great is that? It makes my life so much easier.
She takes a deep breath, planning to continue, but a notification sound from her phone interrupts her. She immediately grabs the phone, smiles, and starts typing a message, as if she suddenly forgot she was talking to you. But after a few seconds, she puts the phone down and hands you the key card.
So, here's your key card, and I'll need your signature. Here.
Inventory items you pick up are presented here. While not in dialogue, you can select them and interact with them. Also, some items will show more information on the icon. For example, availability of internet connection on your phone or battery level. I understand. Paranoid. Read the document first. Sign the document foolishly without reading it first. Okay, paranoid. Read the document first. They won't get you this way, and don't forget the small print.
Oh, are you a lawyer, perhaps?
Interrupts you curtly. Not really. No, continue reading. Sign the document begrudgingly. She's right, you're not a lawyer, so who are you kidding? Just sign the damn document and prepare for the unknown consequences.
Thank you for your trust, sir.
Okay, so awkward and paranoid don't necessarily go together that well. She says with a barely visible smirk.
I'm here if you need anything. Enjoy your stay.
Bye, leave. Okay. Simple keycard, Rue Valley Motel, and room 6 printed on it. With a gentle touch, the phone screen turns on again. Put the phone back in your pocket. Alright, can we talk to her again? Just curious.
How can I help you, Mr. Harrow?
Okay, at least, you know, there's... they won't have, like, people, like, obsessed with dialogue like me to have more to look at. It's kind of that skip frame animation that's become so popular recently. The transformer is buzzing softly. Rue Valley Motel. Free Wi-Fi, AC, phone, clean rooms, cable TV, vending machine. Sign is hard to miss, even from a distance. As you approach the motel, you felt like a moth being lured by a flame. If only you had known what this place had in store, you'd have stepped on the gas and never looked back. Never looking back, just driving into the sunset at night. Maybe it was my destiny to come here. The fate just grabbed you by the collar and dragged you to Rue Valley. Come on, how about owning up to your choices for once? Is there actually anything here? I'm not gonna go too far. I was a bit afraid for a moment there that it was only the motel room. The motel? What room is this? Door mark number 5. Leave. Fire extinguisher. For some reason, this fire extinguisher reminds you of that old pop song. I'm burning inside day and night, bring me the hose. Awkward, but keep your distance. Safety first, alright? We can continue singing or just be awkward. Let's use the text option. Unprovoked and for no real reason, you just turned a popular pop song into a public safety announcement. I just noticed something. My face isn't. Okay, wait, but I'm reading the dialogue options, so that's fine. It's not that bad a problem. Okay. One does have to wonder how you kept your job and even managed to thrive in it. Truly astonishing. I think this is our room. The paint is peeling from the wood of the door, but number 6 is new, shiny and chrome. Drive the knob. Maybe they left the door unlocked. You press the knob and push the door, half expecting it to work. It's locked. Okay. Unlock the door with your keycard. A tiny green dot of light shows up near the knob. The door is unlocked. Okay. Okay, there's soda. They're fogged with spots that no rinse cycle could erase. Okay, glasses that they give you. The red digits sting like fresh cut. Like a fresh cut. Witty charcoal scratchings, perfect for lobby walls and hotel art. Half appliance, half fossil, stubbornly resisting the march of time. A list of rules you can't be bothered with right now, same as in the lobby. We can unpack or go to the bathroom. Hundreds of strangers have slept in this bed, leaving behind flakes of dead skin. Still, you can't wait to jump into the sheets and contribute to the collection. Unfortunately, between you and the object of your desire, on the folded sheets lies a dusty suitcase. Your suitcase. The smallest one you own. Blocked by a total lack of motivation, open the suitcase. Can't deal with this now, put it away. Yeah, it's such a short, but the more you prolong it, the worse it will get. If you don't unpack now, it will feel even harder and more pointless to do it later. Step by step, the simple act of unpacking will become an insurmountable burden, and even thinking about it will make you feel weak and powerless. Do you really want to crawl back into that deep black pit? Alright, let's open the suitcase and get it done already. There's not much in the suitcase. Spare clothes, a phone charger, a toothbrush, and a couple of other items. You really weren't planning on staying here long. Well, you better see if they have laundry facilities. Sessions, Dr. Fink said. Days or weeks, months even. Okay. Decisional check, unpack the suitcase, indecisive. Okay, unpack the suitcase because indecisive is not going to do anything for us. Okay, failure. Okay. Disaster. You couldn't decide whether to plug in the phone charger next to your bed and risk potentially fatal radiation. I used to be worried about that. Still am a bit. Or next to the bathroom door and risk stepping on the phone while it's charging. So after a while, you just put it back in your suitcase. Afterwards, you discovered the closet to be so dirty that you decided it would be better to leave your clothes in the suitcase after all. You even returned the toothbrush back to the suitcase after your unfortunate attempt to clean the sink led you to discover that the tap water is a robust shade of jet black mixed with chunks of silt. Well, living out of your suitcase is the surest way to feel transient. This way, you can at least continue telling yourself that the therapy will be over soon. And now that the suitcase has been dealt with, this motel room is officially your home. This can never be home. It is now whether you like it or not. Go to the bathroom. Hiding in his grim corner, bristles ready, dreading the next indignity. It just hangs there, carefree. Smug and unbothered by the filth, probably because it's empty. Taking a shower would do little but make you smell more potent. There are so many dark patches that this could barely be called a mirror. A small cup is on the shelf. Look at the mirror. The mirror's spot notches make interesting patterns on your face. They conceal a dark circle here, a mole there, a patch of wrinkles. Paranoid a mole? Could it be skin? I know that face too well, no need to discern every little detail. Let's go for a mole. Could it be skin cancer because of the paranoid skill check? The good old mole under your left eye. It's been here with you as long as you can remember. Yet still, has it grown in size a little? Changed its color, perhaps? Paranoid, pretty sure it has. Perhaps you're imagining it, or it may be too late to worry about it. And you'll die in a matter of days. Look at the mirror again. A stranger who looks exactly like you is looking you straight in the eye. Okay, let's go back out. Okay, paranoid, lock the... okay. Block the paranoid... We're too paranoid to leave the room. There's nothing you care about on the other side. Lock the door from the inside. Just sleep. Despite the tight sheets and crisp-looking pillow, the bed reeks of dust and age. Blocked by paranoid, fall onto the bed, risking breaking it. Falling to the bed. Paranoia just prevents everything. I mean, if you were that paranoid, you wouldn't do that. If it's so dust-filled and age-filled, all dust mites, surely you wouldn't go face first and scrape against the comforter, you know. It creaks and squirms as you crawl into it. Sorry. You try to make yourself comfortable, but the overly soft mattress swallows you up. As soon as your head touches the rough pillow, though, tiredness overwhelms you. Coming to this nowhere motel to attend therapy you don't need has drained you both physically and mentally. You are desperate to get some sleep, yet after weeks of wakeful nights, you know it won't come that easy. Just close your eyes and hope sleep will come. Your ears are pierced by a ringtone that you swore to change years ago. Check who's calling. The screen simply reads unknown number. You feel betrayed by your own phone masking the identity of the mysterious caller. Answer the phone.
Hello, sir. Am I speaking with Eugene Harrow?
Continue. The line crackles heavily as if the man is speaking from the distant past. What can I do for you?
Well, Mr. Harrow, the real question is, what can we do for you? My name is Percy Rugger, and I'm a senior sales executive at Ulterior Paralegal Exploits Consultancy. We'd like to offer our help regarding your case.
Okay, the options are on my case. Ulterior Paralegal Exploits Consultancy or Paranoid? Who gave you this number? Okay, let's make use of the skill set.
Well, Mr. Harrow, to be honest, I don't even have your number. It was randomly selected by the computer. The privacy of our potential clients is among our core values here at Ulterior Paralegal Exploits Consultancy, I can assure you.
Usually you only hear ulterior of ulterior motives, so I'm guessing that's the gag.
Now, if my information is correct, you have recently been unjustly forced to participate in treatment which, in our opinion, may have consequences not aligned with your best interests.
So, secretive gives us the option I'd rather not talk about it. But the other two options are blocked. Blocked by secretive. Are you referring to my psychotherapy here in Rue Valley? Or blocked by indecisive. Thank you, but I'm not interested in your services at the moment. So,
Mr. Harrow, I completely understand how you feel. Even for me, it's hard to talk, hard to even think about the injustice that has occurred. But we will work together to put an end to this undue response to your, well, unique situation.
I mean, is it that unique? Like, I'm guessing it was court-ordered.
We have only known each other for a couple of minutes, and I can already see what a strong-willed individual you are. You know what you want, and nothing will stop you from getting it.
But the indecisive tab was grayed out, so he's probably wrong.
So I presume you're ready for the next step in our cooperation?
Okay. Blocked by indecisive. Alright. Like, so, okay. Indecisive. Well, do I have to decide right now? This is all happening so suddenly. This is the only option that we're allowed. Blocked by indecisive. Thank you, but I'm not interested in your services at the moment. The same as just now.
I completely understand what you're trying to say, Mr. Harrow. To make things easier for you, I'll simply write down your general consent here and forward your case to my colleagues in our paralegal department. They'll contact you shortly.
It's almost as though every, like... They say there's no good or bad, but some of these just feel bad.
Well, Mr. Harrow, it was a colossal pleasure talking with you. Juice!
I've never heard that goodbye. In case my head's covering it, it's like TSCHU with an umlaut over it, SS. Shoes. I don't know what language that's from. Before you have a chance to say anything, the phone line's already dead. But at least now you know you're not the only one who realizes the absurdity of this mandated psychotherapy. Close your eyes again. And as your mind begins to drift, reality fades away. For a precious moment, there is only darkness and silence, but your mind refuses to calm down, and soon your thoughts start chasing each other in circles. Okay. Oh, a mind map? I've seen a couple of these in games. There were, or at least one. There was one in the Sinking City, and there probably are a couple in the Sherlock Holmes games. I own almost every single Sherlock Holmes game. I bought like a bundle that was really cheap, but I have yet to play any of them because some get good reviews and some get very bad reviews. So yeah, it might be like a marathon stream situation. Yeah. This is your mind map. It is a representation of all the memories you have and how they're connected. When a new memory is available, you can recall it by selecting and activating it. Once the memory is activated, it can open dialogue choices in relation to that memory. Okay. We're about halfway through the stream. Thanks for joining, and thank you for Owlcat again for sending me this game. I am enjoying it so far. This is really in my wheelhouse. So far, I do not get why there are such mixed reviews. I almost did, but so far, I get, because there are, not only, it feels limited, 3 options at a time so far, but some of them, even those that don't say they have a skill attached to them, they have skill checks attached to them. So, it might, I think it could be really good. Okay, vending machine vandal. The image of the young woman flashes before your mind's eye. She's punching and kicking the old vending machine. Could she be here for therapy as well? Yes, we picked ignore her. Okay, Gideon Fink. Out of the swirling images, the bushy eyebrows of your new psychotherapist emerges, bouncing up and down as he talks. I'm just clicking for it fast because it just kind of just goes through it, tells you the options you took. You have survived the first session with your psychotherapist, Dr. Gideon Fink. Despite your effort to act normal, it seems he plans to keep you here for some time. You see yourself lying in the bed in your new motel room, holding your phone next to your right ear. Okay, you received a phone call from Percy Rugger, a senior sales executive at Ulterior Paralegal Exploits Consultancy. From the blur of the half-formed memories and impressions, an image of the receptionist emerges. Yeah, okay. Okay. The motel receptionist is a very talkative girl. Yeah, okay. As your consciousness keeps spinning around, the carousel of recent experiences warps into a single vision, suspended between sleep and waking. You find yourself staring at the smallest suitcase you own, perched on the rumpled motel sheets. Everything is packed: gloves, phone, charger, toothbrush, and a couple of other items. I'm ready to go home. As you reach for the handle, you notice a toothless gap, and as if the suitcase forgot to fully exhale. Then the gap widens just a little, and something shifts inside. The suitcase jerks. It's just faulty latch. Let's go already. Left the suitcase. Better shut it tight first. But the suitcase feels too alive. With a loud hiss, the seam splits and the snake's head appears. Lidless eyes fixed on yours. Lidless eyes? Oh, okay, just eyes. Okay. I thought it had something to do with the suitcase lid. Then more hisses follow and more snakes emerge. Liquid as death and cold as oil, their body twists into knots, ready to spill over the sweaty sheets. Shut it now. You slam the lid down, the latch snaps shut, silencing the hisses for now. Got to get rid of the suitcase. Let's shove it under the bed and get out of here. Or you blocked by secretive? I need to check out. Let's bring the suitcase along. Nobody will notice. We're too secretive to do that. We're just afraid someone will see that. Out of sight, out of mind as you descend the stairs. Midday heat pricks your neck and with sweat, and you think of everything you left inside the suitcase. It's just gloves, phone charger, toothbrush, and a couple of other items. You enter the reception area, no one's here, and even the AC is turned off. Beer is hostile and heavy. I can't wait here, it's too hot. On the desk, a stack of pristine checkout forms sits beside a pen. Perhaps you can just do it yourself. Yes, let's get this over with. Fill out the form. Name, date of birth, length of stay, but a single mischievous drop of ink escapes the pen and begins swelling into a blot, a puddle, a pond streaming across the form as sweat spreads across your shirt. I need to write faster or snatch another form and start over. Snatch another form and start over. You slap the new form over the old one. The blot seeps on upward. Your sweat drips downward. The paper becomes a battleground of stains. Your tongue feels swollen, your throat dry. It's no use, just keep writing. You write all the words in black on the completely black paper, and sign it in black. Not your fault after all. You did what you could, now it's time to leave, and find something to drink. Get out of here already. Okay. The parking lot shimmers in the heat, asphalt soft underfoot. Across it, the vending machine glows like a mirage, its glass fogged with condensation. Insert coin, press the button. The machine hums, light flickering, but no bottle comes out. I mean, the woman was struggling with the vending machine. Insert coin, press the button again. You drop another coin, clink, press. Hum, still nothing. Insert coin, press the button. The world narrows to the clink of metal with a press of your finger. The machine's empty whir. Maybe this time it'll work. Check it. You tried to leave this damn motel and all that therapy nonsense behind, but everything kept falling apart. Hold to recall. Stopped by total lack of motivation. Don't worry, it wasn't even a real memory. Yet it's an echo of my past, but it is an embodiment of my feelings. It is a prophecy, those are the options. But it is an embodiment of my feelings. I guess that's what dreams are. Like, people just say, like, dreams are completely irrational. I think there's something to them. You know, I mean, even if it's, like, a collection of, like, trying to make up for, like, gaps in memory or something, you know, maybe that's just deja vu, you know, it, like, if memories are that prominent, it's probably, like, a reflection of what you're keep reminding yourself of or something. Or like random neural activity in your brain, synapses sparking from nothing. Let's forget about it. Look at the game was arguing with me just now. I just know it's important, or it didn't feel random at all. I just know it's important. Could be, but are you strong enough to remember it? Brave enough to confront it? Blocked by total lack of motivation. Of course I am. Okay. And then not yet. Not yet. I guessed that motivation comes from like doing something nice. Okay, car. Okay, I thought like a lack of motivation would be solved like by like doing something nice for yourself or doing something you enjoy. But maybe it's like something that you unlock with breakthroughs. The sound of a car engine and screeching tires urges you to open your eyes, bringing you back to the miserable reality once again. Status gain thirsty. Some status effects can have a greater impact on your personality. Thirsty, for example, nudges you just 1 point towards the impulsive side, but some other status effects have a much greater influence, and in some cases drastically change the personality you defined in character creation. Yes. So you can maybe manipulate yourself into doing something you want to do. Your head is still spinning in a whirlwind of uncontrollable thoughts. Your nostrils pick up a curious smell of dust, and your throat is dry as a desert. It was foolish to hope you'd fall asleep. Blocked by thirsty, stay in bed. Okay, so we have to drink something thirsty. Get up and find some water. I would never go that way. I probably would just go off the side. Get some water from the sink. Thirsty, turn on the tap and drink some water. As soon as you turn on the tap, a horrible smell fills the room as a stream of black water flows out of the old pipe. Yet somehow this doesn't surprise you, instead it's almost like you expected it to happen. I changed my mind. I'm not touching that water, or not paranoid. Nowadays everything is supposedly unhealthy perceived, but I am paranoid. We're less calculating, I suppose. Wait, not paranoid. Let's see what happens if I click the not paranoid when I am paranoid. As soon as the first drop of water enters your mouth, the taste of mud and sharp metals overwhelms you. And before you have a chance to stop, it reaches down your throat and into your stomach. Bile starts rising up with the remnants of what meager food you ate today. A lot of options here. Blocked by indecisive. Aim for the sink. It's the closest option. The toilet or block. All these are blocked by indecisive. The toilet has to be the most natural place to unload the contents of your stomach. The bathtub is the largest and thus the safest target. Go for the bathtub. No, the toilet. No, that's unblocked because we're indecisive. Just in your hands. At last, that horrible, horrible taste of heavy metals and toxic soil is gone, replaced by one of the stinging acid and semi-digested food. But instead of quenching your thirst, you expelled what little liquid you had inside your stomach, making you even weaker and more dehydrated. Thirsty. There had to be some source of drinkable water in the motel. An optimistic assumption. Well, we could collect rainwater. So first he allowed us to just completely bypass paranoid. Unlock the door and exit the room. Tow truck driver crashed. You hear the man yell from inside his vehicle. Even through the tinted windshield, you can feel his frustration.
Come on, start, you piece of shit!
Okay. Judging by the careless driving you just witnessed, the man is either under the influence or another patient of Dr. Fink's. He seems to be in a hurry. He's probably drunk. He seems to be in a hurry. In a hurry to break his neck, perhaps. Come to think of it, could it be that's exactly what he's trying to do? I'd rather not think about that right now. Alright, let's find something to drink. We still don't know what our, condition is. Maybe it's just general depression from the complete lack of motivation. Looks uncomfortable. No bus until tomorrow. The word vacancy reminds you of the emptiness inside you, the void that's been sitting there for a while now. Well, they answered what our problem was. How does it feel now? Is it growing bigger, or is it finally starting to shrink? It's gone smaller, I guess. That's hopeful. You get the impression that the word no is glowing faintly brighter, even though it's switched off. Maybe it's worth thinking about exploring a little deeper. Then again, it's just a sign, an ugly one. At that, not everything has to be about you. I'm guessing you can't really do anything here. With such an abundance of water uncovering it, the road ahead resembles a flowing river. You won't get far without a car. Blocked by total lack of motivation. Let's go for a walk. I'm not gonna do it. Or was the other option was stare at it for a while, but I'm not gonna stare at it for now. Oh, okay. You jump as if someone jabbed you in the stomach. For a split second, the whole world was exploding, but it was just a thunderclap, the loudest one you ever witnessed. Paranoid? Does this motel even have lightning rod installed? Next time it might hit me. The paranoid doesn't work anymore. Because, oh wait, yes, because I'm less impulsive. Okay, I didn't know the paranoid was the result of impulsiveness. At least my reflexes still work. As well as your heart, it's racing from the hidden shock. Sudden shock. But there's nothing to use this unwanted excess of adrenaline for, so it keeps lingering, eating you from the inside out while you stand alone and thirsty in the middle of the empty parking lot. This game looks very good. I must say. Okay, can we drink from the hose? Thirsty water. Boiled like a serpent, sleeping serpent. Is your first desperate thought, but even if the hose was on, you know you wouldn't want to drink water that would come out. Hopefully you won't have to melt ice in your mouth to quench your thirst. Truth be told, that's not a half bad idea. Of course not leave. Okay, let's see if I can actually do anything to the vending machine. I doubt I would be able to. Battery machine seems to be decades old, except for a newly installed comically large reddish button. Press a couple of keys on the pad. The button's weakly beep, but nothing else happens. Check the label on the reddish button. It reads, drinking water for the people of Rue Valley, free of charge, courtesy of Coral Destiny. Press the reddish button. With a bang and a clang, the machine vomits out a bottle of water. Take the bottle of water. The almost frozen plastic feels slippery in your sweaty hand. You can't wait to drain it drain it of the precious fluid. I want to check if there's something else happening here. Ooh, a trash can. Put the hoodie back on automatically. Plastic bottles, some empty, others half empty, a partially eaten breakfast. Some old clothes, torn and faded, all covered in a mixture of grease and spoiled orange soda. Amid this murky pool, you catch a glimpse of your own face. Smudge the reflection of your own foot, because we're not paranoid. I don't know what paranoia will stop that. Hundreds of tiny ripples form in the puddle, but instead of obscuring your identity, even more details of your face emerge. Decades worth of new wrinkles appear, and the poignant expression of a man lost in the time becomes even more apparent the longer you look. The more you see it, the reflection of your inner self. That's not what's inside me. Defiantly step into the puddle and onto yourself. I don't need to look at this, ignore the metaphor, and just walk away. Okay, is there anything else to explore here? No? Okay, let's drink the water. Drink it. I thought I heard glass shatter, like, just something like that. Your first screams at you to gulp down the old bottle right now, but there's no need to hurry. Take it one step at a time. Okay. Suddenly the night sky turns blood red and you feel an infinite scream passing through everything. Unbearable anxiety washes over you. Hide or get away? I chose hide. Anxious apprehension. What's that? Something terribly wrong, perhaps everything. And it makes you feel tense and paralyzed at the same time. Plus 2 calculated, plus 2 sensitive. Okay, so now I'm sensitive enough to get the first thing, dramatic, and I'm paranoid again, and that's the way. I'm already paranoid, so now I'm as calculating as can be. Anxious apprehension. At least I don't have to face it. Close your eyes. But you can't hide from the whole sky on fire any better than you can from your own past. At least I don't have to face it. Close your eyes. Your eyelids connect, and darkness greets you for a mere second. But as always, the carousel of suffering starts spinning immediately. Anxious apprehension. How do I stop? Anxious apprehension. How do I let go of it? That's easy. Simply let go of yourself. What kind of answer is that? Nobody can stop being themselves. Those two answers. Nobody can stop being themselves. Receptionist says whimsically, emerging from the whirlwind. Well, I wasn't expecting it's you. No, I was expecting an answer. No, I was expecting an answer. But the receptionist disappears, and instead, the fiery sky begins burning its way through the darkness, cutting several straight narrow slits in your closed eyelids. Blocked by anxious apprehension, open your eyes and try to calm down. Or anxious apprehension, I want this to stop. Squeeze your eyelids tighter. Well then, keep craving, keep clinging, keep suffering. I have no choice.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
Okay, stop the carousel and focus on something else. I don't need therapy. Surely there's something pleasant to think of instead of this bushy eyebrow psychotherapist and this lame excuse for therapy. Okay, I think the loopers are started, but we still think we don't think we've Groundhog Day'd yet. Think of something tasty, think of something interesting, think of something sexy, or think of something soothing, think of something sexy. But Dr. Fink only seems to become more real.
Mr. Harrow, can you hear me?
Yes, sorry, or of course.
It's all right.
He pauses for a moment.
I'm aware that you may be experiencing this slight lack of motivation right now, and will surely be coming back to this condition of yours.
Lack of motivation? That's the least of your worries while your mind is filled with this crushing, overwhelming sense of impending... Wait, did you hear that? A muffled sound of metallic clanging from the outside diverts your frail attention. For some unknown reason, your heartbeat accelerates and cold sweat appears on your armpits.
At all times, if possible.
The doctor finishes, apparently expecting some sort of answer from you. Sure.
That's good to hear. Now, in order to keep us focused, I always limit the session length to exactly 1 hour, hence the alarm. However, since this is your first session...
He stops mid-sentence and gives you a concerned look.
Mr. Harrow, you're shaking. Are you feeling unwell?
Well, you endured the whole session stoically so far, but this one moment of anxiety, it can completely ruin your chances of being sent back home anytime soon. Try and act like the stable, well-adjusted person that you are. Emotional check. We are not well-adjusted. We are too sensitive for that. You open your mouth with the intention of convincing him that you're fine, but the stress is just too high to control and it instantly overwhelms you. Okay, but that's because of anxious apprehension. That would have happened anyway. Because it adds +2. So even if you somehow add 0 in sensitive, this would have happened. Cry your heart out or panic, hyperventilate, repeat. Panic, hyperventilate, repeat. Your heart speeds up, your breathing follows, and soon you start feeling dizzy, and then you feel a sharp chest pain. Oh no, am I having a panic attack? Or am I having a heart attack? Panic attack. Yes. This realization makes you panic even more, which further accelerates your breathing.
Mr. Harrow, you're not having a heart attack or anything similar. Trust me. You're just getting too much oxygen. Let's try breathing through pursed lips as if we're blowing out a candle. This will help.
Kind of calm. Surely you could have seen the possibility of a panic attack at least. But, you know, to him, like, this came out of nowhere. You were calm just a few seconds ago. He doesn't think that, oh, you just experienced a nuke. Blocked by paranoid, he just excites. Or paranoid, no, he's trying to kill me, I need oxygen. Breathe even faster.
Mr. Harrell?
Did I pass out?
Only for a few seconds. No need to worry. Just take it easy. Feeling a little better?
He smiles. He pauses for a moment.
May I ask, how is your sleep these days?
Blocked by dramatic. Two options, blocked by dramatic. It's not so good. I slept fine. Lie in brackets. But dramatic allows us to say, I haven't slept in months! Exclamation point.
Is that so?
He seems to inspect the dark circles under your eyes.
If you happen to have trouble falling asleep tonight,
He opens his hand, revealing a single purple pill lying on his palm. There's no reflection in his glasses. Above them is a pair of bushy eyebrows. Reach for the pill.
remember, what I'm giving you is a mild, non-prescription herbal hypnotic drug. Nothing more.
Take the purple pill. They warned us.
Calm down and get some rest tonight. We'll continue tomorrow.
There was a disclaimer at the start. We don't advise taking unprescribed medication, purple or otherwise.
All right then. Now you only need to pick up the key card for your room. And I'll call the receptionist to make sure everything is in order. Sounds good?
Thank you, get up. Now we can actually inspect this room, I think. We couldn't really before. These things have always fascinated and unsettled you in equal measure, and you can't quite say why. It looked like a metronome. So, don't like ticking? It's 8:04 p.m. Can we inspect this laptop? It's an older model built for office work and the occasional social media brawl. Same rules here, I guess. Okay, same rules.
The exit is behind you. That's the bathroom.
May I use it, please?
Of course.
Is there... Okay, wait, there's some sort of comic book or something here? The book's cover is dominated by a stunning redhead, her face elegantly made up, her dress tight. That's, like, italicized. Shadows gather all around her, but a gun in her hand shows she's ready for any threat. Not to mention that with that décolletage, she's definitely dressed to kill. Above the woman, the title Lilith Undercover. Below the author's name, T.J. Samson. Samsum. I don't think I've ever heard with an M at the end. Okay. Above the woman, the title Lilith. Okay, I already read that. I'm blocked by total lack of motivation. Check it out. Toilet literature, ignore it. It's all we can pick. You're not touching that period. Not touching that period. The less contact you have with the local water, the better. Not much use for it given the state of the water here. One therapist's trash is another man's trash. A terrified and confused man meets your gaze from the other side of the mirror. It looks exactly like you, but somehow doesn't feel like you. What's happening to me? You must have gotten lost in thought for a moment while the doctor was speaking. It couldn't have possibly happened more than a couple of minutes ago, but it feels like an hour has passed since. And then the sound of that old alarm clock awakened you from a daydream you can't remember, and this overwhelming tsunami of dread appeared out of nowhere. Okay, option: swallowing the purple pill with some water, turn on the tap. Paranoid, there's something fishy about this mirror. Anxious apprehension, splash some water on your face to calm yourself down. As soon as you turn on the tap, a horrible smell fills the room as a stream of black water flows from your pipe. It's something that doesn't surprise you, instead it's almost like you expected it to happen. I changed my mind, I'm not touching the water, turn off the tap. There's something fishy about this more. Am I too paranoid to actually drink the pill? Good eye. Could it be that? There's a hidden camera behind the mirror and he's secretly recording his patients. But why from the bathroom? Impossible. He wouldn't. Or would he? Only one way to find out. Open the mirror cabinet. You open the cabinet and the door carefully. But there's no sign of a secret camera inside. Instead, you find toothpaste, a roll of toilet paper, and a bottle of whiskey. Take a look at the label. An illustration depicts a stoic, armored warrior, icicles clinging to his mustache, as he stares blankly through a bottle clutched in his bare, frozen hand. That's some weird marketing. Usually not that overt, even for alcohol. Below the figure in a purple old-fashioned font it says, Numb Night Sour Mash. The recipe stays the same, 40% alcohol by volumes, 80 proof. Take a few sips of whiskey. Okay, a strong, harsh-tasting liquid fills your mouth. After you swallow it, a dark, nutty, and salty flavor undertone begins emerging. Now we have tipsy. Gives +1 to impulsive, +2 to extroverted, +1 to indifferent. Okay, so we are still dramatic, but now we're only we're not awkward. We are secretive. So now we should be able to get our room key much faster from the person in the office. Leave the bottle. So okay, if we ever need to be less introverted,
Feeling a bit better now?
a bit, not really, or tipsy, much better.
That's good to hear. See you tomorrow, Mr. Harrell.
Bye. Again with the vending machine.
Give me my coffee, you jerk!
I probably still can't talk to her. Anxious apprehension is a new option that they gave. Just get away from her. It's the only option I can choose.
Spit it out already!
Let's investigate display the date time. It's a mop with a bucket, yay.
I'll break you open if I have to.
Maybe the breakfast is fresher here. Plastic bottles, some empty, other half empty, a partially eaten breakfast. Okay, so same thing.
Give me my coffee, you jerk!
And there's a bicycle here in the daytime. It says it needs a personalized car to be used, but you have your own car anyway. So is that one of them e-bikes? Someone went a real far away with it.
Give me my coffee!
Why office? Why not reception? All the attention of the girl behind the counter is being hogged by the ongoing phone call.
Of course it's urgent. Our guests don't have Wi-Fi, the credit card machines are dead. We can't...
Pauses for a second.
Hold on, I have someone on the other line.
Presses a button on the phone.
Hello, reception? Oh, what can I do for you, Dr. Fink? If it's about the Wi-Fi,
She pauses again and directs her gaze towards you.
Yes, he's here. Of course, no problem.
That's a bit disappointing because it seems like they added that so that if you're that awkward, you wouldn't have to go through that again. But we now have Tipsy and stuff. Like, ideally, we're in a better situation to talk to her. So I would have thought that like part of the puzzle. Tipsy, wink at her. Smile at her, avert your eyes. Okay, Tipsy, wink at her, because how often are we going to be tipsy with her? In an instant, the realization dawns on you because of your panicked outburst at the end of the session. Dr. Fink must have just warned the receptionist of your condition. Okay, that's what happened. She winks back at you, then smiles as she touches the button again.
Hello? I'm very sorry. I will have to call you back later. Bye.
Ends the call and turns to you.
Hello, Mr. Harrow. How are you? Are you ready to check in?
She continues in the same breath without waiting for you to answer.
Everything is in perfect order. Don't you worry a bit about anything.
Options. Thank you, but an awkward grayed out. Yes. Hello. Just not. We're not awkward enough, so we can just say thank you.
You're welcome. Let's get you into your room.
Her voice is full of enthusiasm.
So, number 6. That's the last one on the second floor. Everything's ready for you. And...
Raises her hand, holding a piece of blue and red plastic.
this is your key card. Oh, I see you're confused by...
Yeah. Suddenly she curtails her excitement, as if she remembered something.
You must be very tired. Perhaps I'll tell you about it some other time. It's a really interesting story.
I'm looking forward to hearing it sometime.
Here.
She hands over the key card and puts some kind of document on the counter.
I'll just need your signature.
Okay, but we're still paranoid, so we look through it, or we could say, okay, there's now a new option, Tipsy, draw a stick figure instead. Let's do that.
All right. Thank you.
She barely manages not to laugh, apparently not realizing that you've just evaded whichever legal trap they wanted to put you in. Does that, like, connect to the paranoid? I'm not sure.
If you need anything, enjoy your stay.
Okay, can you talk to her about that?
Help you, Mr. Harrow.
Can you,
Spit it out already.
is this a carpet? Or is this like tiling or something? Okay, unlock the door. Okay, anxious apprehension. Why am I afraid of unpacking? Now we can't open it all. Perhaps you're scared of what you might find inside. Or maybe worried that by unpacking you accept that you're going to stay here for a long time. Anxious apprehension. What could be inside? Or anxious apprehension. They're going to keep me here forever, aren't they? Okay, what could be inside? You. Well, technically, I mean, it's a reflection. What you pack is a reflection of you, so technically. Perhaps I could relax a bit in the armchair instead, leave. Because indecisive and anxious apprehension are blocking all the other options. Are we supposed to take the pill? This armchair looks exactly like the one in Dr. Fink's room. As soon as your buttocks touch the frayed armchair seat, tiredness overwhelms you. Coming to this nowhere motel, you attend therapy you don't need, and has drained you both physically and mentally. All you want is to sleep, but unnerving restlessness is gnawing at you from the inside, like a colony of termites munching on a piece of dead wood. Anxious apprehension. Stare at your suitcase. Try and sleep in the chair. Stare at your suitcase. What a pitiful, inert object. It's full of my stuff. Stuff, gloves, phone charger, toothbrush, might as well be empty. But it isn't. Just close your eyes and hope sleep will come. Or should I try taking the pill? Let's see what happens if I don't take the pill. First. Okay, check out who's calling. Let's answer it. Hopefully, the options have changed.
Hello, sir. Am I speaking with Eugene?
Yes, blocked by secretive. Okay, that's me. Who wants to know?
My name is Percy Rugger, and I'm a senior sales executive at Ulterior.
Who gave you this number?
Well, Mr. Harrow, now if my information is correct, you have recently been unjustly forced to participate in treatment which, in our...
I'd rather not talk about it.
Mr. Harrow, I mean, we have... So I presume you're ready for the next step in our cooperation?
We're still indecisive, so this went exactly the same.
Well, Miss...
Close your eyes again. And as your mind begins to drift, reality fades away. For a brief moment, there's only darkness and silence, but your mind refuses to calm down, and soon your thoughts start chasing each other in circles. Okay, new stuff. Careless driver. Judging by the careless driving you just witnessed, the man's either under... Okay, don't worry. You saw a strange man entering the car and carelessly driving away. When did this happen? This evening, but later. Okay, now you're starting to realize this happened before. Suddenly the night sky turns blood red and you feel an infinite screen passing for everything. You try to hide. Nothing happened afterward. Then suddenly everything happened again. Thunder. The meaning of what you just experienced is still hard to grasp. Is this some weird deja vu? The memories seem so real, and yet these things clearly never happened. Have you actually gone completely mad, and they were right to send you to Dr. Fink? But what if that careless driver really does show up? What if lightning actually strikes the motel and the night sky turns red? Mind map intentions. The combination of several specific memories can create an idea, and with enough inspiration or willpower points, you can turn that idea into an intention. Intention opens up new dialogue options that will lead you through the journey of completing that intention. Keep in mind that not all that you intend can be successfully achieved. The problem with these systems is usually they're much less cool than they seem. Memory or fantasy. How could you remember something that's yet to happen? Then again, why would you imagine events so specific? So I'm guessing memory or fantasy, not enough willpower, okay? You want to get up and find out if these strange memories will play out in reality, or if it's all was a fever dream of a lunatic. Yet you can't, it's all too much. All you really want to do is forget you ever even had these weird visions. Forget about being here. Forget about the incident. So we need to find a way to get more motivation. Stay in the armchair forever. Okay, I'm guessing the pill's some sort of extreme antidepressant or something. Although that's probably creating too magic bullet characterization of antidepressants. Seconds feel like minutes and minutes like hours. Lack of motivation and paranoia decrease our capabilities, but paranoia blocks us from swallowing the purple pill despite not knowing what it is. Close your eyes again. As soon as you close your eyes, the images return again, chasing one after another. You can't seem to calm down until at last you open your eyes again. Maybe mess with your phone? With a gentle touch, the phone screen turns on again. Play a quick match of hyper-casual protagonists, and this time I will make the options to win. Anxious apprehension. This was supposed to be relaxing. Okay, scroll through your feed, that always makes you feel drowsy. Same old, same old. Purple pill. There's nothing else to do but swallow the purple pill. At least there they add steps. They didn't just break through it. Swallowing a pill without any water is not a pleasant taste, true, but getting up only to get some water definitely feels like too much effort. Blocked by lack of motivation, come on, get up, it's not that hard. Force the pill down your throat. Using saliva as a lubricant, you help the purple pill find its way down into your stomach. You have no idea how long it will take until its effects kick in, so there's nothing to do but wait. Close your eyes again. As soon as you close your eyes, the images return again, each one chasing another. But gradually your thoughts begin to slow down, and your consciousness lightens its feverish grip on you. Okay, dramatic, no turmoil. Paranoid, no fear. No pressure. Awkward, no embarrassment. I'm guessing you choose one to let go of. Let's get rid of paranoid. That prevents a great deal. Status lost. Anxious apprehension. And we lost paranoid. Was it the purple pill? Or was it the numb night? It doesn't matter, nothing matters. Right, sweet relief. Like a leaf on the wind, you're tossed this way and that. I've really enjoyed it so far, but I did see some people say that it has a very strong start, but it gets repetitive later on. Neurons, neurons. What is this? A tiny spark of light seems to have taken root inside of you. It must have broken away from that mighty fourth bolt of brightest lightning you even ever saw earlier. The spark still without shape, still without purpose, but full of potential. The sound of the loud thunder jerks you out of your slumber. The speck of energy, now fully grown, is pulsing in your chest. You remember this feeling. Okay. You can use these inspiration points in the mind map to turn your ideas into intentions. To get inspired, you need to explore and experience something new, no matter how insignificant it seems. But unlike real willpower, inspiration is a fickle thing. Once spent, it's gone for good. Okay. The speck of energy, now fully grown, is pulsing in your chest. You remember this feeling. And as you finally recognize what it is, your pathetic attempt at forgetting about what you experienced earlier is shattered. Okay, hold to commit. You have to find out if that careless driver showed up again. You must know if the sky will really be set ablaze. You need to see if everything will happen again And if it does, you need to remember. Get up. Active intentions. Here you can see your active intentions. Select them to see more details about how to complete them. Choosing an intention will help open the mind map with that intention in progress. Okay, nice. The rain has slackened off, and you see nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing you could put your finger on. I might continue after continue playing this for a little bit longer. So in that case, I'm going to just get some Coke, and I'll be right back because I'm having quite a bit of fun. So I will probably play for like a half hour, maybe an hour more. And I'm back. I am now no longer thirsty like my main character. Rain has slackened off and you see nothing out of the ordinary. You could put your finger on. Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing you could put your finger on. Checking this. Right. Continue. If the careless driver visited the motel, he has surely left already while you were sleeping. Yet, as you exit the room, the hair rises on the back of your neck, and an eerie sensation takes hold of you. Investigate strange occurrences, glance toward the parking lot. As you stare at the reflections on the wet, dark asphalt, the memory begins unfolding in your mind again. He enters the car, starts the engine, and then he hits the transformer while driving in reverse, smashing his rear light before driving away in a cloud of smoke. If this really happened, you might be able to find some evidence down there. That's right. Probably like broken tail light glass or something else. As you come closer to the transformer, you immediately notice a couple of red plastic shards. Investigate strange occurrences, inspect the transformer, investigate strange occurrences, look at the shards. Inspect the transformer. The transformer doesn't show any obvious signs of impact. Well, it's a strong thing. Yeah, you would have had to hit it quite hard to really, make it visible. Investigate strange occurrences. Look at the shards. There are several small ones scattered all around. Translucent triangles and rhomboids. The largest of them is lying right next to the transformer, shiny and wet, boldly staring at you from the dirty asphalt. Investigate strange occurrences. Inspect this largest shard. The shard is obviously part of a broken taillight. This means he's been here already. There's no other option. Indecisive, or is there? It could have been lying here for days from some other vehicle. I knew I would find something here, and I did. Or paranoid, is this all a hoax? Am I being set up? But paranoid's straight up, we're not paranoid anymore. Let's see what happens if I say indecisive. Could be, if only there was a way I could know for sure. Okay, there we go. And then before you can wrap your head around all this, the skies are once again set ablaze. Exactly as you remembered, only confusing you even further. What will happen now? Will you find yourself back at Dr. Fink's office in a moment? Will you remember anything? Or was this a one-time thing and everything will now continue as if nothing has happened? Befuddled, you cast your gaze on your wristwatch. It's 8:47. From now on, you will have the exact time displayed here. Pay attention to it, because in Rue Valley, situations change when the time changes. Characters might leave some locations and arrive at others. Their mood might change, and they might act differently at different times. Okay, yes, I like that. Continue. I'm definitely gonna review this. Really, Owlcat, thank you for giving me this code. Hopefully that's progress for my channel. Yeah, the developers actually give me games to cover. If I was foolish enough, my email account was dead for a long time, and I'm quite late in seeing this email that they sent me. But fortunately, this game is still new enough that I can do something with it. The frenetic sound of the alarm nudges you back to the present. Also, Owlcat, sorry for being so late to see the code and for emailing. I got advice that I probably should keep some contact, say thank you and everything, but since it's so late, I will wait. From now on, I will try and be, like, as soon as I get the code, send something. Some idea of what I'm gonna do. It's just my schedule's a bit strange, as you can see. A lot of games I review, I played 2 years ago and recorded 2 years ago. And only make a review for 2 years later. I mean, I recently just finished the review for Worms, WMD, which I played 2 years ago. So, yeah. And now it's being befuddled by people giving me games and me wanting to review the game when it's a bit more fresh. So yeah, I'll try to figure out the schedule a bit more. But once again, thank you. I'm loving this game so far. Frenetic sound of the alarm nudges you back to the present.
Still with me, Mr. Harrell?
Yes, you have my full attention. Live, first time we can do that. I'm secretive and awkward again. And indecisive and paranoid again.
Mr. Harrell, I'm aware that you may be experiencing a slight lack of motive.
Lack of motivation, but you are motivated. You just need to remember. To remember, I was daydreaming. I don't want to remember. I was daydreaming. You were until the sound of that old alarm clock awakened you. A muffled sound of metallic clanging from the outside interrupted your train of thought. And suddenly an image of a young woman punching and kicking the old vending machine emerges in your mind. But like the first rock in an avalanche, it's inevitably followed by others and more memories that start emerging. Receptionist, the thunder, the mysterious driver, finally that of yourself standing in front of the transformer under the fiery sky, hoping you won't forget everything again. Everything happened again. The loudest of thunderclaps happened as you foresaw. You found several red plastic shards by the power transformer, where the careless driver smashed his rear light, and then the sky turned red. Hold to wrap up. Intention completed. As you struggle to put the memories in the correct order, your mental fog dissipates and two simple words form on your lips. Time loop. You're on a time loop. Seems like you're trapped in some sort of time loop where the same 47 minutes repeat over and over. Wait, so this is like 8 PM at night, and this happens 47 minutes later? Really? Okay, some places can be that light out, that late, but I don't know. I thought it was much earlier. Dr. Fink's voice pulls you back to the old motel room.
I don't think I follow, Mr. Harrell. Would you care to elaborate?
Awkward, I'm sorry, I thought I said fine loot. Paranoid, I said that? No way, that's obviously sounds insane. Indecisive, I'm not sure I've said that. You heard me say that? Don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry I got carried away, it just slipped out. You're on a time loop. I'm trapped in a time loop. Let's say that. Just to hear him, what he says. Well, ain't that the smartest thing to say to a psychotherapist at the end of your first session? He's probably going to draft you a certificate of insanity right now.
I see.
He gives you a concerned look and starts to scribble something in his notebook. You're pretty sure that he wrote down the word crazy at least once. The next 47 minutes are repeating over and over again. You don't understand, this time loop is real, secretive, stay silent, you think I'm crazy. 47 minutes up and over and over again. He scrolls a few more words.
Alright. And how does that make you feel?
You don't believe me, you think I'm crazy.
Mr. Harrell, it doesn't matter if I believe you or not. We are here to understand your situation and take the appropriate actions.
You think I'm crazy? Yes.
Of course not. I'm just keeping notes so we can be on track in our next sessions. For which I think you could use a good night's rest. You should go and check in at the office. Your room is probably ready by now.
I don't think I can get the...
The exit is behind you.
May I use it, please?
Of course.
Inspect the book. The book must be old, given the yellowed and well-thumbed pages. The cover is wrinkled with use, the printing flaking off in places. Despite the cover's condition, one particularly fleshy point tries to attract all your attention, but in the shadows above the girl you see the glint of a knife's blade and the white of a predatory smile. Paranoid, open a random page, read a sentence or two and try not to spoil it for yourself. Take the book with you, read the first couple of sentences, read the blurb on the back cover. Take a look at the first couple of pages. Okay, paranoid. Your hands stumble upon a bookmark somewhere in the middle of the book, as good a place to start as any. With a deep sigh of pleasure and relief, she slid off of his sweat-drenched body. You're not sure what's happening or why, but that's how it is when you start reading a book in the middle. Right, better not spoil it. Let's start from the beginning. Read the blurb on the back cover. Lillian Miller is a decorated veteran detective of Gray City PD. When several prostitutes are found dead and horribly mutilated in the poor areas of the city, Lillian volunteers to go undercover. The hunt for the serial killer will send her into a spiral of fever, romance, mystery, and self-discovery. Take a look at the first couple of pages. The first page bears the usual book blabber. Publisher, printed copyright owner, international standardized book, number, all the boring stuff. The second page has the author's dedication to Rosemary and her tea. Without both, this book wouldn't exist. Below the print, scroll by hand to Gideon. Good fun. You need some of that in your life right now, and an legible signature. Gideon. Is it Fink? Take the book with you. Now let's find a calm and comfortable place to read this gem. Can't wait. Now when I'm reading this trash, I'll read it ironically. Let's not drink the whiskey. Let's see if I can now interact with her. The shock and confusion still reverberate in your mind as you step outside, and then you see her again, the same young woman beating up the same old vending machine in the exact same way as she did before. Weird calm settles over the confusion. Heavy gloom right behind it. You imagine countless future versions of yourself pushing through the same door. One will burst out in frantic purpose, another will slump in defeat, a third will laugh with hysterical clarity. Each will carry a different plan, a different thought, a different flavor of desperation. But she will always be the same, kicking and shouting the same slur of anger at the machine that won't behave forever.
Spit it out already!
Talk with her. Now we have the motivation to actually do so. Talk with her. What happened to your lethargy? Good, gone for good. I don't feel it right now. I grew tired of it and shook it off. That's the inspiration talking. I don't feel it right now. It's probably correct. I think it's probably going to mirror like themes of depression and stuff. It probably will be back. Great news, but aren't you too anxious to talk to her? I've never been less anxious in my life. Nope. Just nope. Really? Okay, you got this then. Let's see why she's beating up the machine. Why do you need coffee this late? Awkward. Once I tried to get a stuck can out, but my arm got stuck, and I had to wait hours for the repairman. Let's go, awkward.
Really? That's unfortunate.
But her look tells you she doesn't find it unfortunate that it happened to you. Maybe just unfortunate that we told her the story?
Excuse me, but I'll try getting my coffee.
Her words are accentuated with a very loud bang. Paranoid. Those are rigged, so they just take your money. Is there no other place to get coffee around here? Let's go paranoid.
Yeah?
She grins and takes a better look at you.
Yeah. The whole game is rigged, right?
She turns her attention back to the machine.
Work, you piece of crap.
Maybe the universe is telling you to switch to tea or something. Well, if it's in constellation, I was hoping for a snack from that machine. I just have to check something out. Okay, I'm not sure if the power's out here and we're on the inverter. If it is, I have to cut the extended stream short. Let's go off. Okay, I'm sorry everyone, I have to cut the stream short. Thanks everyone for joining me.